I'm here because I am a roaring lion crying out righteousness. I want to read an article that I found that was sent to me about the Elon Musk declares war on child gender transitions, leaves the left shaking in their boots. Now, the issue is that there's freedom of speech is gone, social media, and I suppose to some degree there needs to be some sort of you can't yell fire in a crowded theater. That's not freedom of speech. That's an abuse of freedom of speech. And but social media, they are very sensitive to anyone who talks about or speaks disparagingly or negatively about the LGBTQ transgender community and its affiliates. So I figure since this article was published, and since Elon Musk is the big to-do owner of Twitter, that I might be able to make this statement without running into any problems with the Facebook or YouTube giving me a strike. But I'm going to read the article. It says, in a tweet on Thursday, Musk stated, and I quote, "This is a major problem. I will be actively lobbying to criminalize making severe, irreversible changes to children below the age of consent. Shame on those who advocate this. It is utterly contemptible," close quote. This is not the first time Musk has expressed his views on this issue. In April, he tweeted, and I quote, "My position is simply that we should wait until an individual is mature enough to make their own decisions before other adults make permanent, serious physical changes to them." Again, close quote. Musk, who owns Twitter, has also stated that he uses people's preferred pronouns and names as a matter of good manners. And again, close quote. The Daily Wire, Jeremy Borings published a tweet thread on Thursday detailing the company's experience attempting to promote Matt Walsh, his book, What is a Woman? The documentary on Twitter, according to Boring, the social media platform, offered the company the opportunity, again, quote, to buy a package to host the movie on a dedicated event page and to promote the event to every Twitter user over the first 10 hours. The conservative company signed an agreement, but after Twitter reviewed the documentary, the social media platform not only rescinded the advertising opportunity, but also said it would limit the movie's reach. Boring tweeted, after reviewing the film, though Twitter let us know that not only we no longer purchase the package they offered, they would no longer provide us any support and would actually limit the reach of the film and labeled it as hateful content, as hateful conduct, pardon me. And because of misgendering, he added that when the company asked how much Twitter would limit the visibility of if they posted the film anyway, Twitter replied that their followers could not see it in their feeds. According to Twitter, this is part of their speech not reach policy. Despite Twitter's actions, the Daily Wire plans to post the film on Thursday evening. Now that's past Thursday. The tweet containing the movie currently carries a visibility limit label that says the tweet might reach the platform's rules against hateful conduct, comments, retweets, and likes are all currently disabled on the post. All right, so that's enough of that. At any rate, let me say this. I appreciate what Elon Musk is doing, and I think that he's absolutely right, that adults, it seems, why would adults be making gender decisions about children, or for children rather, who themselves have not reached the age of consent or an age of understanding the purpose of their gender, whether male or female, and that some adult, even though the adult might be the child's parent. Why are they doing that? I mean, what is wrong with humanity? Why would you make such an important decision for a child that doesn't even know what the decision that you're making for them and may not be able to give consent to it, especially at 4 and 5 years of age? But that's what's happening, and that's what Elon Musk says he's going to move to have criminalized. Anyone who makes those decisions, there ought to be a federal law. Well, good luck with that. And not that I'm not in support of the idea, but good luck with that. You can't get these Republicans or Democrats to stand up to the LGBT community. They are the most powerful organization, bar none, on the planet. Or here in America, I should say. But Republicans tend to give a lot of lip service as if they are against LGBTQ. But I believe, now I may be wrong about this, and I'm not spreading disinformation. I believe that Kevin McCarthy may belong to the LGBT community. He doesn't have a wife, and he has a roommate. His roommate is a male, very popular, very well-known other roommate who also doesn't have a wife. These two men living in a very small apartment in Washington, D.C. together, go home together every night. So you got just as many Republicans. I mean, look at Lindsey Graham, for instance. I'm not here, impugning anybody's character. And if I am wrong about Lindsey Graham being homosexual, or if I'm wrong about Kevin McCarthy, these are very high-ranking officials, I will deeply apologize. And for instance, Jim Jordan, who's a very staunch, very vocal, very outspoken Republican, who at some point was accused of being involved with some athletic trainer out in Ohio, Indiana, someplace, that was accused of having sexual intercourse with some of the students. So you got high-ranking Republicans. So the most powerful organization is not the Democrat or Republican Party. I'll tell you that right now. LGBTQ, they've got power. And if they've got power, but are they grooming? I just find it difficult that reasonable thinking people would say to a 5-year-old who is a male, we're going to change you to a female at 5 years of age, when a person probably haven't had any sexual intercourse as of yet. It seems so cruel. And the fact that you're not giving the child the chance to make their own decision. If a child at the age of if 16 is the age of consent, or 18 the age of consent, and the child says, I'm a male, but I want to be a female, I wouldn't agree with that at all. However, the age of consent is there. I would counsel, don't do that, but I would not. I would understand. I would ask questions. Well, have you ever had sexual intercourse as a male? And were you displeased with it as a male? Or why do you think you would enjoy having your gender changed to become a female and have sex that way? I would ask those kinds of questions. Even with the age of consent, I think, listen, if your daughter gets ready to get married to somebody, and you say, well, bring the man home, let's see who's going to marry my daughter. And you would ask the man some questions. You would ask your daughter, are you sure this is the person you want to marry? You just wouldn't want to say, go ahead and marry. I would think that the lunacy and the ludicrousness of this whole idea, if ludicrousness is a word, is that would you ask a 5-year-old child to marry, a 5-year-old boy to marry a 5-year-old or 4-year-old girl? Would you say, as parents, I give my 5-year-old boy to marry a 5-year-old girl? Would you do that? Hell no. You wouldn't do that. Listen, with this crowd out here today, let me take that hell no back. Let me just give it a regular no, because they may say, yeah, I would give consent for my 5, but you would argue, but at 5 years old and he's 5, she's 5, they don't really know what to do yet. You gonna train them? and watch? How is that question in any way distinguishable from the question of if you wouldn't give a 5-year-old, if you think it's the wrong thing to do, have a 5-year-old male marry a 5-year-old girl, right? Then why would you think it's the right thing to do, take a 5-year-old boy and make him a 5-year-old tranny? The same reasoning ought to be, well, at 5 years old, my son wouldn't know how to take care of a woman. He wouldn't know how to be married. He wouldn't know how to have sex. They can't procreate, etc. All those are actually validated, universal, immutable principles that cannot be changed or altered. So, those same principles that cannot be changed or altered apply to a parent without the consent of a child having the age of consent, changing a child's gender. The same as asking a child to get married at 5 years old, or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or 10. Actually, some people aren't ready to get married at 20. Some people are not really ready to have sex, give consent at any age. For that matter, some people, not everybody. So Elon Musk taking a dive at this, I think it's a good thing. At any rate, I'm going to take a break, everybody. I don't say too much, and they get thrown off of Facebook and thrown off of YouTube because these people, LGBTQ, they don't play. Anyway, I probably said that word too often. They got an algorithm that picks it up and said, okay, let's go get Manning. All right, okay.